going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. And damn, what a summer we are having, Arsenal, man. I'm telling you, this don't feel like any other summer that we've had before, people. Just sold your star to Mikel Arteta. Just sold your star to Mikel Arteta. Yo, and I'm yelling out timber. There's signings all over the place, people. Edu, the barbecue is cooking. Can you believe it? Signings left, right, and centre. 200 million. Took that away calmly already, people. And listen, if we believe the things that we're reading today, there could be more on the way, people. We've seasoned up the chicken. The rice has been cooked. Now, you know, we just need some yam and banana and dumpling on the side, and the dinner's ready, people. We're ready. So let's see what else happens. But big up to everyone in the chat. Hope you're well. Like the video, subscribe, all of that good stuff, people. And we got lots to talk about today. You know, I'm giving credit to people that I never thought I'd be giving credit to. Edu, you're doing your job right now. I can't lie, my friend. The barbecue is seriously going well right now. You know, the whole family's been invited. The barbecue's ready. The food is good. The music's blasting. The weather is sweet. Everything's nice right now, people. And I'm not going to say this too loud, but well done, Kroenke. No, listen, don't say that anywhere else. We keep that private in the confines of the community. Just for this window. Nothing before that. Before that, I'm still, you know, Kroenke out and all that. But for this window so far, maybe he actually does care about us a little bit. I can't lie. And listen, did I say it? I'm not sure. I think I might have. It's, you know, I'm a bit hot today, as you can see. The weather's back. I'm gassed right now. I can't lie, people. We've just spent 200 million and it's July the 5th. It's madness right now. We got lots to talk about today anyway. And listen, we're singing. It's all sorts going off. But listen, let's get into the show today. Loads to talk about. And I said that's a soundbite. Well, you know, we could always delete it. In fact, you've probably clipped it. But it is what it is. Declan, Jollof, Curtis, Bomber, Clark, Shaw, Rice. I'm with it, people. I'm with it. Whatever we need to call him. Declan Rice and Peas. Declan Jollof Rice. You know, Declan Uncle Ben's Rice. Whatever it is, it's happening, people. And I know a lot of you will be thinking, why are they talking about Declan Rice again? I thought this deal was done. No, now it's, you know, it's getting done. It's getting done properly now. And we got a lot to talk about today. I'm going to start the show. Keep away from the armory, you're vulnerable. Hey, listen, you don't even need to be there. Next day delivery if you order before 4 p.m. Just 4 p.m. Just saying, people. Anyway, not encouraging anything, though. I'm starting off with this guy on the background. The legend, the man, the myth, the legend, the icon. Arsene Wenger. And the reason I'm starting with Arsene Wenger on the green screen today is because he's going to have a statue. Finally, Arsene Wenger is going to have a statue at the Emirates, which for me is absolutely fantastic news. Let me just get the whole story up. Right. So Arsene Wenger's getting a statue at the Emirates at the start of August. So Arsene Wenger's statue is soon to be unveiled at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal have been working on the specially commissioned bronze statue for some time with a view to having it in place to coincide with the 20th anniversary of the Invincible season. Brilliant news. That has to be the statue as well. It's got to be that picture, surely. You know, of him holding up the gold Premier League trophy. As I said, spoke about it briefly yesterday. Not going to harp on about it for too long. I think towards the end of his tenure, a lot of us felt very... I have to word this carefully. Let's just say we weren't happy with what was going off at the football club. But I think it's always important we remember what this guy did for the football club. Somebody messaged me today saying, I can't believe you're giving Wenger a statue after what he did at the club. I said, this guy changed English football. This guy changed English football. He set the benchmark for everybody else to follow. He brought the greatest ever Premier League player to the Premier League in Thierry Henry. And he wasn't the greatest when he signed him. Let's be real. He was a fast winger from Juventus. The only ever invincible in Premier League history. When you look at the spending power of Manchester City, you got to put respect on his name. So listen, for me, like I said yesterday, man, like TH said, man, he's like a second dad to a lot of Arsenal fans. So I personally am very much in support, very much in favour of him getting this statue. Well deserved, long overdue. I think they're right that they waited for a little bit, because I think when he left, people were still a little bit emotional about what had happened for the last few years. Zach said it had to get toxic for him to leave. I agree. And Fitz said, what about George Graham? I don't think George Graham will ever get a statue at Arsenal, just because of the brown envelopes and the fact that he went to Nando's FC, the fact that he went to Tottenham, I think tarnishes him as well. But of course, he did great things at the club. For me as well, a few people saying in the comments, Patrick Vieira, Ian Wright, another two that potentially you could say maybe one or two of those is probably could be up for a statue as well. But you know, I'll leave you to debate that in the comments. What do you think? I think Patrick Vieira should definitely have a statue. That is the leader of everything what happened. If you ever listen to Thierry Henry, said Vieira was the leader. He was the manager on the pitch. He was Arsenal. For me, Vieira, Rocky Rocastle, that's a good point. Yeah, Righty and Rocky together would be a good one. So yeah. Statue for Franny Jeffers. To be fair, he played like a statue when he was at Arsenal, so I think he's already had his statue. Lord Bentner will always be a legend for some strange reason. And Fabio Vieira, to be honest, he's not even as strong as a statue. Statues are actually quite strong, so Fabio, maybe we'll make a paper mache of Fabio Vieira. Anyway, let's move on. Van Persie, of course, never. Let's move on from that. A bit of breaking news that I just wanted to put out there. I saw a lot of you putting it in the comments. I just seen it. Now, Madrid Extra have just tweeted, and I've just been reading the story briefly. This happened like 3 or 4 minutes before I went live, so I haven't read the whole thing. But they are saying, and Madrid Extra are very close to Madrid and stuff like that, a traumatic exit from Real Madrid is not ruled out this summer. Now, I'm not saying what you think I'm saying, but I am thinking what you think I'm thinking. If you know what I mean, people. Choo-choo! Stop the train, people! If you think this has been a good window, if they ever get Tchouaméni to Arsenal, listen, I'm clearing out the whole armoury. If they get Tchouaméni to the carpet, I told you yesterday, people. Nah, man, Odriozola, that's not traumatic, man. That don't bother them. I told you yesterday, they need Kylian Mbappe now. They need him now. They did not expect Benzema to be going. We didn't know that the Saudis were going to go crazy like this. They've just lost the league to Barcelona. They've just lost the Champions League to Man City. You know, in Madrid, that doesn't get accepted, right? That does not get accepted. They've sacked managers before who've won the league. Yeah, they don't play when it comes to these things, right? And Ancelotti's going to take over as the Brazilian manager next summer. They want Mbappe. Mbappe's going to cost big money. They've just spent 120 million on Jude Bellingham. Omid said, as a Madrid fan, I think Tchouaméni or Valverde is gone. Where they go, I don't know, but it would make me mad, especially Federico Valverde. I think it would more likely be Tchouaméni than Valverde. I'm not just saying that because we're being linked with him. If you look at it, Valverde sometimes plays in the front three, sometimes plays in midfield. He starts a lot of the time. Tchouaméni doesn't start that often. They've got Camavinga. They've got Bellingham. They've got Valverde. They've still got Toni Kroos. They've still got Modric. That's 5 players ahead of him. And it's the Euros at the end of the season. I'm telling you now, listen, I'll take Valverde if that's the one they're throwing out. But listen, Chua, if we ever, and listen, Fabrizio saying today, Arsenal are not done in the transfer market. I said this yesterday. Arsenal are going to take a little break and a reset. I think the next couple of weeks you'll see Arsenal getting rid of players, clearing the wage bill. And towards the end of July, start of August, we're going to go again, people. We've dropped that early 200 mil. We're going to clear the wage bill. And then we're coming back. There's money on the hip. I'm telling you, that Denver Nuggets money is ready, people. Big up my bro, Saeed. Make sure you go and subscribe to him if you haven't already. I can't believe he's complimenting us. Usually he's trolling us. But it's been a good day for you guys as well. Mason Mount, number 7. listen, numbers mean very little anymore. And listen, you think Mason Mount wearing 7's bad? You try giving 14 to Eddie and Ketia, but Man United are going to get a Nana as well by the look of it, which is frustrating because that is a goalkeeper I rate highly. But big up Saeed, make sure you go and follow him. Yeah, Kevin Campbell, I need to get him on the show because he was saying some stuff the other day, kind of as if he said, it's funny, last time he came on the show, he was like, Saliba's new contract's done, it's done. And then off here, I was pushing him. Do you know something? He was like, don't worry, man. The contract's done. Then the deal was announced about 2 days later. I want to know, does he know something about Tchouaméni? Why is he saying Tchouaméni to Arsenal could be happening? That honestly, if we sign him, my head's going. I'll go crazy. Anyway, let's get into a few of these super chats. Don't want you to think I'm ignoring you people. Bad Bath, he's back on the Invincibles. Yeah, Edu, we'll give you a pass back, my friend. I thought you was a toe-chewing barbecue merchant, but you're back in the Invincible squad after this transfer window. Cooper said, you sold yours to Mikel. Do you know what I can't understand? Somebody needs to explain this to me. Why did West Ham fans want him to go to Man City? It's like West Ham fans are Man City fans all of a sudden. I don't get it. What's their problem? Yeah, we're both from London, but we're not. We're not exactly rivals, are we? There's no real rivalry between West Ham and Arsenal, apart from the fact they're in London. So I don't get it. Hey, good luck to Cormac, man. I have an interview at 3 o'clock. Pray for me. Hey, listen. In the words of Dicey Cormac, go there and own it, mate. If you got to put someone in a headlock like we do at Everton, make sure you do it. We eat bricks, we eat wood, we eat concrete. Go and own it. Cormac, you'll get the job. Right, there you go. Let me not carry on with that one. But anyway, big up Cormac. Good luck on your interview. Joshua said, big up Curtis, just hope the rice hasn't been overcooked, bun up, and needs scraping out the pot and dashing in the bin. If you know, you know. Yeah, listen, I've experienced many overcooked rices. I moved out at a young age, people. There have been a few catastrophes in the kitchen over the years. Overcooked rice has been one of them, that's for sure. Big up Joshua. Sebastian Scalacci, oof. Dark days they were, man. I can't lie as a player. Why is this trophy so small and cheap looking? Deserve the statue, though. Right timing now, too. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it, that it's the best Premier League achievement ever. And you gave us a smaller trophy, but it is what it is. We eat bricks, we eat wood, we eat concrete. The famous words of Sean Dyche. Big up Cormac, though. Let us know if you get it or not. Bad Bath said Rob Holding's statue. Yeah, to be fair, another one who's played like a statue, to be fair, for the last 7 years. Tends to stand there while people run past him. Big up Rob Holding, though. He's got more hair than me. He was bolder than Phil Mitchell 12 months ago. Matthew said Tchouaméni and Chukwueze would be a 10 out of 10 window. I'm with you. I think to be a 10 out of 10, I would want a striker. I'd give it a 9.5 if we got those two, though. You're right, Matthew. Simon said there was Valverde reports to Liverpool, so there must be some truth in one leaving. I'm telling you, I'm saying it. Madrid have to sell someone to get Mbappe, and they want Mbappe now. They can't afford, Barca to win the league and City to win the Champions League, and nothing changes. Steve said we're doing a madness this window. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That's why I've bought, quite a lot of merch, people. I'm trying to support the club. You lot slander me when I get merch. I'm doing it for the right reasons, all the right. I'm trying to support the club, people. Just work with me. The home kit's worth copping, I'm telling you. Kevin Campbell is the plug, said Eros. Listen, I'm getting him on. Don't worry. I'm going to get him on, hopefully next week. Big up Eros. English Tax Ross, as we now nickname it. And Tailwood Studio, Rice-a-Mani madness pending. Listen, can you imagine going into next season? Tchouaméni, Rice and Odegaard. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. They say, you've got an agenda. I say, yo, do you know how much merch I've copped in the last few weeks? I'm supporting the club. I'm the new Elliot Roberts when it comes to merch. You know what I mean? Next day delivery. I'm turning up at the Armoury every week. It's all mad, people. Right, I've spent 16 minutes and we haven't even really got into the show, to be honest. But big up everyone locked in. 2.5K locked in. Big up everyone on Twitch as well. Can't forget the Twitch gang. Akeem, my bro, the project's going boom. I'm excited. I can't believe he's saying these words. But yeah, in the words of Josh, be excited, guys. We're coming for their Premier League title this year. We're the best soccer team in England. Go Gooners. Sorry, people. The mood's crazy. I'm hot right now. I can't lie. Should we order some merch to celebrate? Nah, I'm joking. We'll wait. We'll wait until we're on tour, people. All right, let's move on. I can't believe it. It's strange. We're Arsenal. It's July the 5th. We've spent £200 million. I never thought I'd see the day, people. I remember the days buying Peter Cech in one window, signing Mohamed El Neni, who I'd never heard of, signing Yaya Sanogo, who I had to go on YouTube and try and find out who he was, signing Shamak with more grease in his hair than Soul Glowing coming to America. We've had some dark days, people. 40 million and a pound Luis Suarez. Selling Van Persie to Man United. Listen, we deserve to be happy. Enjoy yourself. Yeah, celebrate, because we've had dark times, but I can see the light right now, people. I can see clearly now the rain has gone. It's going to be a bright... All right, let me stop, people. We're cooking with gas, people. The barbecue is cooking. Right, let's go. Speaking of cooking, one man is owning this window. Oh, Kev's in the building as well. Yo, Kevin! Let me know when you're coming on the show, Kev. And just let us know. You know, have you got some inside info? Kev used to work for La Liga. Maybe they've given him a little nod, a little, WhatsApp message from Spain. Hey, Kev, we've heard Tchouameni's going to Arsenal. Kev, if you want to let us know in the comments, you can even drop me a WhatsApp. Just make it happen, Kev. You know what I mean? Super Kevin Campbell. Might have to put respect on Kev's name, I'm telling you. This brother won trophies at Arsenal. He's won more than Harry Kane. Anyway, let's move on. Speaking of being on form, I'm giving Edu credit, the Kroenkes credit. It's all mad. It's all mad, people. The man of Twitter right now, by the way. Yeah, Kev, just maybe say choo-choo, put a train in the chat. He's doing the shush face. Kevin! What is he doing to us right now? Kev, I'm going to message you after this. One man is owning the transfer window when it comes to Twitter right now. And it ain't Fabrizio. They're saying that Fabrizio has had the stone cold stunner. He's been kicked in the stomach and he's just doing the stunner on him. It used to be Here We Go. Here We Go was the wow. But when you see that alarm bell and you see that exclusive and Ornstein drops the bomb, bow! It's just game over right now. Ornstein is on fire. Ornstein's on fire. Fabrizio is terrified. It's crazy. It's absolutely mad. Ornstein running the show. Last night, about 11:30 at night, I didn't actually see this till the middle of the night, or I would have put a quick video out. But David Ornstein, exclusive, Arsenal have reached a total agreement with West Ham to sign Declan Rice. West Ham have now accepted Arsenal's payment structure on record, 100 million plus 5 million fee. The 24-year-old has been given permission to do a medical and finalise terms. So, deal done. The deal will be paid over 2 years. So, by 2025, it will all be paid off. So, they want an upfront payment. There'll be another one in the summer of 2024, and then the last one summer of 2025. So how that's split, I don't know. Will it be 33.3 or whatever? Who cares? It ain't our money. It's done. It's paid. West Ham, move out the way. Big boy business. Give us your best player. You do one. And we're moving forward, people. Declan Rice. We seasoned up the chicken, people. When you wake up on the Sunday morning, you wake up and your mum's blasting the music. You're like, yo, what? Mum's blasting the music. But then you're like, what's that smell? The dinner's cooking nicely. The chicken's being seasoned. The Dutch pot's sizzling. And the rice is just getting nicely done on the side. Last season, we just seasoned up the chicken nicely, Martinelli and Saka were cooking all season. Odegaard, you know what I mean? And now the rice is just on the side. Dinner's nearly ready, people. We just got to serve up Man City the dinner and lift that Premier League title again, people. That's all we need. But Declan Rice. Now, I'm hearing the deal could be announced on Friday. If you look over time, Arsenal tend to do a lot of their big transfer announcements on a Friday. I would imagine, I don't know, is that one of the busiest days on social media? Blah, blah, blah. I really hope, and I know I said this yesterday, and it's not that important. It's not that important, let's be honest. But I want to see a good announcement video, man. I can't lie, people, man. Since The Aubameyang announcement is the go-to announcement of Arsenal Football Club. Probably since, there was no social media really and Sol Campbell walking into a press conference. You don't get much better than that. But I'm trying to see a nice announcement, man. They're saying, Ashley Walters could be in the video. Do something proper, man. You know what I mean? I want to see a big announcement on this one. But it is what it is. Apparently the medical's on Friday. Will they drag the announcement out until Monday? I don't know. I would like to see it announced on Friday. Get it over with. As much as I'm excited about it, I would like to see it, announced. The Cowboy said, Big C, it's my birthday. I feel some merch incoming. Happy birthday to you, bro. Listen, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. I'm shameless with it. I cop merch. I'm a merch copper. I can't lie. Merch gets copped. We're doing well. We're doing well. I'm a reflection of the club. They're doing big things, so I'll order. Next day delivery. The war chest they promised us. John Cross promised us this war chest for about 15 years of Arsene Wenger's tenure. And they finally got the war chest out. Listen, one thing about me. I can be critical of people within the football club when things aren't going right. And I will. I will be. And you know that, people. I'm also a balanced individual. When people are doing their job properly, they deserve credit. And it's as simple as that. Edu, for this summer, we're not talking about everything since they've been at the club. For this summer, Edu deserves a hell of a lot of credit. No matter what you think about Edu previously in this job, he deserves credit. You've done the biggest transfer in this club's history. You've got him ahead of Manchester City. You've just won the treble. And also, and listen, I know I whispered it at the start. You know me, I'm not a big fan of the Kroenkes. I'm not. But what they're doing this summer, I got to surrender. I got to hold my hands up, both hands. You're doing your thing. You're treating us correctly this summer. You're treating us correctly. We ain't the side dish. We ain't the coleslaw at Nando's. You're treating us like the main dish, the chicken. The gal that you ring at 9 o'clock, not the one at 3 a.m. We're being treated correctly. So, listen. Yeah, I've always rated Edu. Always rated him. I don't know where this is. But nah, listen. In truth, they're doing their thing. Where the pressure's going to shift to now is the manager. Because all of a sudden, the manager, he will be delighted that he's getting his top targets. And he will be delighted that the club are spending a huge amount of money. But it also puts that expectation through the roof. The Arsenal fans are going to be even more demanding now. I saw a thing on Sky today. Arteta has now spent over £610 million since he's been at the club. He's got to deliver now. He's got to deliver and continue to build. So I'm loving what's happening at Arsenal right now. I hope it continues. Pre-season, the players are back in training. They go on tour to Germany. First game next week. And then obviously America the week after. I can't wait to go on that American tour. I remember last year coming back from Orlando saying something feels different about Arsenal this year. And listen, we nearly got there. We weren't quite good enough, but we're having a good window so far. But we need to continue. Without being greedy, we need more. We need another 2 signings, in my opinion. That would be my opinion. Southern Gooner, big up, bro. He said, here we go. Rice served delicately on a plate. Nice. When you go to the posh restaurant, they don't just slap the rice on the plate. It's in like a nice, looks like a little mountain, and it's all neat and tidy. It got served delicately, bro. Big up yourself. Big up Coburn Fabrizio for becoming a member. Big up to you, bro. Young Gunner said the rice is finally on our plates now. Get rid of Fabio V. Never thought I'd see the day Curtis hyping up Edu and doing Kroenke impressions. Madness. Listen, man, I never thought I'd see it. I never thought I'd see Arsenal spend £100 million on one player. It's wild, bro. Ziggy said, Big C, we have to make City pay for the pain they caused us last season. Honestly, I'm not just saying this, and no disrespect to any Man City fan, because what you've achieved, salute, right? Treble. Unbelievable. I don't think anybody outside of Manchester City cares about that treble. I'm being genuinely honest now. To anyone in the chat, let me know. Anyone you talk to, your friends, your family, do you hear anybody talking about that treble? No, I don't hear no one. I don't turn on adverts and see treble celebrations. No one's talking about it. People are like, yeah, Man City won the treble. All right, cool. See you next season. Look what we're doing in the window. No one cares about it. I'm honestly, Man City fans, all 7 of them, they'll come for me in the comments, but I don't hear no one talking about it. I heard more hype around Man U winning the Carabao Cup. No one's interested. So imagine we win the title. We'd be celebrating now. I wouldn't have come back from holiday if we'd won the title. So I think because of the Chargers in the background, people are like, cool, you won the treble, but let's see what happens with the Chargers. It's like when Ben Johnson won the 100 metres, people were like, hang on a minute, how come you've just ran a second and a half quicker than your personal best? And they found out he was doping. If you know, you know. That's old school people. But anyway, Man City, listen, yeah, it is what it is. I told you, I didn't mind Man City until they inflicted pain on Arsenal. I was always quite respectful of City. I was like, no, I like Man City, man. They ain't got many fans. They don't bother me. They play great football. I respect them. Then they started inflicting pain on Arsenal. And I was like, you cheating scumbags. Sorry, people. I know I was a bit harsh, but that's how I felt. 116 charges now. Apparently, there's one more on there. So, anyway. You're right, though, Ziggy. Cameron said that thing about music blasting on a Sunday morning with the Dutch pot that hit me, man. Jamaican settings, you know, the front door and back door opens. Come on, bro, you know. You just wake up in the morning like, I feel good. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Dancing to a reggae song, feel good. You're like, yo, mum, turn that down, please, man, please. It's only 8:30 in the morning. But the vibes, man, you can't beat them vibes. Priceless. Marty said, just let your show glow, baby. Show glow. Big up Marty, man. I like the remix. I like that remix. Big up yourself. The mood right now is just, geez, imagine if we won the league. It's crazy. We need to go for City next year, I'm telling you. City last season, you create your own look. When you're a great team, you tend to get luck, but all the luck went for them. Haaland, no injuries. Everyone was fit at the end of the season. Everything was just going nice. I'm telling you this year, Burnley away, someone like that is just going to clamp Haaland this season. Watch. I'm telling you now. We need to go for City this year. Like, really go for them with aggression as well. I think last year we got in a position where it was like, it's like being in the 100 metres. You're like, oh my God, I'm winning. I didn't expect to be winning. We didn't seem to know what to do when we were winning. This year, we need to go for Man City with aggression. You know what I mean? Brook the neck, as Kev says. Brook the neck settings. Trust me, man. I can't wait for this season. I can't wait for this season. Right, let's go back to Ornstein. Dropping a second bomb. Bow! Take that, Fabrizio. Boom! This was about an hour ago. I'm awfully loud today. It's great. Eros, I'm sorry. Apologies if I'm blasting down your speakers or your headphones, people. I'm a vibrant person. You know, I'm in a great mood right now when it comes to Arsenal. I'm loving what's going on right now. Gonna Go North said, I live in Manchester, Curtis. Nobody cares up here. All United fans up here. It is what it is, innit? It is what it is. But anyway, Timber! We're chopping down trees. We just cooked the rice. Now we're in the garden. Bang! Chopping down the trees. David Ornstein again. Arsenal have now reached full agreement with Ajax to sign Jurrien Timber. Negotiations completed on a fee of 40 million euros plus 5 million euros in largely realistic bonuses. The 22-year-old defender has been granted permission to undergo the medical and finalise personal terms. Let's go. We are cooking with gas. What is going on here? I'm telling you. I said we were in the Truman Show for real, but boy, it feels good right now. Damn, what is going on? All these deals getting announced. Timber and Rice. Havertz is a funny one because it's like I forgot that we've even signed him. I don't know if I'm trying to forget that we signed him. Sorry, people, I couldn't help it. I had to say it. That one's like the mystery that we're still trying to figure out what happens with Havertz. Like, where does he play in the team? Will he be good? I don't know. We're trying to figure that one out. But listen, I think this is a good signing. I can't go as far as to say it's a fantastic signing. The reason I can't is because I genuinely haven't seen enough of him to, you know, say, yeah, this one's definitely a hit. The man said, feeling on it today. I'm on it, on it. Da, da, da. So, all right, let me stop. That's why it's wild. It's going crazy today. It really is. Ash said, Curtis, I've got a feeling Havertz will shock us all. He's going to shock us one way or another. He'll either shock us because he actually plays really well, or he'll be shocking like he was at Chelsea. So we're going to be shocked one way or another. But let's just hope. As I said, I wasn't a big fan of the Havertz signing, but I'm not gonna disrespect the guy, because I do think that if Arteta can get something out of Xhaka, then maybe Havertz can do something. Raul's not happy. He said, you don't care about City, but you still keep mentioning them every now and then. Arsenal are a history channel, blood. I don't know about that, mate. We seem quite relevant at the moment. Cheers, Raul. There's them salty tears. Declan Rice. That's wound a few people up. Yeah, we're going to speak about Man City. They won the treble. But like you said in your comment, every now and then. You know, every now and then's not that often, is it? So, no, we're not a history channel right now. Turn on Sky Sports News. I'm sure we'll be there somewhere, mate. So, cheers, fella. Anyway, we'll move. That picture with the words he uses don't go together. He needs a timeout for that waffle. No, don't worry about it. As I said, I like it when people get annoyed with Arsenal, because nobody was annoyed about Arsenal when we were finishing 8th. People laughed at us. They didn't get annoyed. They laughed. Oh, banter FC Arsenal. Now, people don't like us because we're getting better. Because people feel threatened by us. I love it. I'll drink the salty tears, people. I love it. I would love it if we beat them. Love it. Kevin Keegan settings. Man said cheers, blood. I know. It didn't really make sense, did it? Like, he went with cheers, which, West Ham, cheers, mate. And then he went blood. He tried to be, inner city London. It just didn't go to get, it's like jerk rice. Jamie Oliver, you tried a thing. It don't really go. We'll leave it there anyway, people. Right, anyway, let's forget about all that. Arsenal have now reached full agreement to sign Jurrien Timber. 36.5 million going to 40.5 if he gets past those realistic bonuses. In euros, 45 million euros altogether. And another player through the door. As I was saying the other day, I don't think that Kieran Tierney's going to leave Arsenal now. I think Tierney's going to stay, which I think gives us unbelievable depth in the back four. You look at now at left back, Zinchenko and Kieran Tierney. At right back, effectively, you could play Ben White, Timber, or Tomiyasu. And at centre-back, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Timber, or Ben White. Even Tomiyasu in an emergency as well. So we have got fantastic depth in that back four at the moment. What we need to do is have that same sort of depth in other areas of the pitch. But that defence, which in my opinion is where we were crumbling at the end of the season. As soon as Saliba came out, we weren't the same. I think it's been addressed. I think it's a good signing. Hopefully it's a fantastic signing. As I said, I haven't seen enough of him to say how good I think he is, but I hope obviously he's even better than what we expected, sorry. TKA said, first it was the Rams, then it was the Nuggets, now it's time for Arsenal. I hope you're right. It's looking like it. You spent that much money, I've got to say that they're serious about us, So, yeah. Wasim, big up Wasim, by the way. Congrats. He messaged me earlier. I believe he's just become a qualified pilot. So, big him up. And I'm just letting you know, when you're flying for the airlines, we're expecting C-unit discount, 20% off. That's everyone in the community, by the way. So, Wasim, when you're working for, like, Virgin or British Airways or even Leah, maybe you'll start in the Caribbean. We're expecting discount, people. So big up Wasim. Announce Mbappe. Well, mate, if we announced Mbappe, I think they'd ban me from YouTube. The celebration would be too much. But anyway, it's done. He's in the building. Great news. And we need to go again next season. Saliba is in training as well, which I saw, which is fantastic. Big up everyone. Big up Wasim as well in the comments. As I said, we're expecting C-Unit community discount, people, once he's with the airlines. Anyway, Nocturnal Media, Big C, if we sign Chouameni, we're doing a music. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm done. We sign Chouameni. Yeah, I'm at the Emirates with a microphone. I'll write lyrics. Like, and we'll all, I'm telling you, it can go that far. It can go that far if necessary. Like, there's no limits on this channel. You know I'm a hip-hop fan. Like, if I have to write a 16 bars for Chouameni, we'll do so. I think Chouameni raps. I'm not even joking. Like, on YouTube, he raps in French. So, something's got to go off. But, hey, it's exciting times for real. It really is. Yemi said, yo, Big C started the stream with big energy. Yo, I'm telling you, we ain't playing. We ain't playing. Liat, yo, bro. If anyone's ever flown Liat, you know it's an experience like no other. I flew there 2015 for the first time. I went to Dominica. So you can't fly to Dominica from England direct. So I land in Antigua. I'm getting on this Liat plane, and luckily there was 2 planes there. This brother from Liat pulls out duct tape, and he's going towards the engine of the plane, and he's putting tape around something in the engine, like he's, putting some tape on his BMX bike. I'm like, brother, this is an aeroplane, that's flying in the sky. You're putting duct tape around something. What kind of airline is this? Luckily, that wasn't my plane. I think it was going to Barbados. I said, boy, this is going to be an experience like no other. I'm telling you, the plane basically just hovers above the water. It was wild. I was sweating by the time I got off that plane. I'm telling you, wild. Anyone who's ever been on a Liat plane, you'll know it's serious. Real Caribbean settings, I'm telling you. Anyway, let's move on, people. When you see duct tape getting put on a plane, you know something ain't right, people. It ain't a BMX bike. Big up Salman, who's become a member. I'm sure you've been a member before, but big up anyway. Lee, in my head, I'm singing those lyrics because growing up, it's the kind of R&B tunes we all probably listen to, but for obvious reasons, considering who the artist is, for anyone who's listening in, he's got R. Kelly lyrics on screen. But I am a bit shameless, so can I get away with singing it? I can. My mind's telling me no. All right, we'll stop it there. We'll stop it there before they ban me, people. He's done too much. She was in this, in the basement. It's wild. Let's leave it. Southern Guna said, deadline day won't be as stressful this season for a change. We'll be able to tune in early. Well, I'm hoping we've got all our business done by then. I can't lie. Somebody just said they flew to Dominica with Liat. Where was that comment? I did see that. Antigua to Guadalupe. Yeah. I think I did that on the way back. Lost 2 stone flight. It's mad, bro. Jerome said, big up Big C Dominican here living in Queens. Liat is no joke, bro. It's serious. Them man aren't serious guys, man, on them planes, I'm telling you. Troy said, I went to Dominica on a Liat. It was scary. The door handle fell off. I'm telling you, man ain't even joking. Big bro, I'm sorry, man. Like, it's a big tune, innit? I know he done some crazy stuff, but it's a big tune. You're beaming since you've had your rice. I'm telling you, the carbs, man, it's done as good, man. I'm telling you. Big up Zilberto with the super sticker. And big up Nocturno, who said, got the camera crew on standby. Listen, we do a hip-hop video at the Emirates if we sign Chouameni. I'm sure I can write 16 bars. Something can go on. Anyway, let's move on, people. That's the Ornstein bombs out of the way. The third bit of good news today. Well, is it good news? Some people might say no. I think it is pretty good news, but it is what it is. Reece Nelson will sign a new 4-year contract today for Arsenal. He's back in pre-season today, apparently, and he will sign a new 4-year deal at the training ground today. Whether they announce it today or not, I'm not sure, but he will sign that new contract. Reece Nelson, who's been at the club for a long time, I think it's good news. I think that not only does Reece need to step up, but he needs to be given the opportunity. What? And do you know what? It's funny. Witz Capone just took the words out of my mouth there. He said, I like Reece Nelson. He's not scared. He's very direct. I think Reece Nelson has got a lot of ability. I've always thought it. But I've always been underwhelmed by the output. I've always been like talented but doesn't do enough. But the reality is, didn't start one Premier League game last season. So how much can you do if you're consistently coming off the bench for 10, 15 minutes? This guy's got to get starts. You've given him a 4-year deal. There's clearly talent there. He loves the club. He's got to get game time this year. You can't be afraid to take Saka off when he's tired, or even bench him sometimes. There's no point giving him a 4-year deal if you're not going to play him. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Somebody just said there, where was the comment? Someone said it's Bournemouth tax. Joe said it's Bournemouth tax. I'd get rid of him. I think what you've got to understand, if we're being realistic, Arsenal have just spent, Timber's going to be 40 million. Havertz was 100. Havertz was 65, so that takes it to 105, and then 105 on Rice. So we've spent 210 million pound on 3 players. They're not going to be able to address every position in this window. It's just not realistic. I think we're going to go for another midfielder. So maybe they looked at it and said, look, maybe we can't get the right midfielder in this window, so we keep him as backup for Saka. And listen, we've got good options out wide now. If you look at Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, Smith-Rowe, Nelson. Yeah, I think we would have all loved to have seen a Gnabry or somebody of that level come through the door. But as I said yesterday, they are not going to spend 80 million on a right winger when Saka is the certified right winger. They don't want to bring in a right winger that's going toe-to-toe with Saka for a first-team place. They want a backup, and Nelson is a suitable backup. Akeem said, I think Arsenal will sell Reece in a year. They just don't want to lose out on the money. It's possible. It's possible. I said last summer, I don't understand why Ainsley was allowed to run down his contract. Even if you get £5 million and a sell-on for him, we should have sold Ainsley last year. I think it depends what happens this season. If he gets game time, he'll stay. If he sits on the bench again and hardly plays, then maybe they have done it just to protect the value. Dallas Cowboys said, bro, you were killing me with laughter. Come on, you Gunners. Come on, man. Yo, I told people, we're a different fan base. When it's good, we have to enjoy ourselves, man. Big up yourself. Big up Lee Ellingham, who said contract extensions, cooking with new signings, hopefully more to come. Loving life, being a gooner. Embrace it, enjoy it, people. I'm telling you. Ufe said, big up Big C, best wishes from a Danish gooner. Big up yourself, bro. Lord Bentner settings, you know how that goes. Big up, though. But Nelson, 4-year contract, and listen, it should be announced today or tomorrow, but there's lots of announcements that, I tell you what, the Arsenal media team are going to be very, very busy at the moment, because Timber announcement, I'm sure Reece Nelson won't get any big announcement video. I think it will just be a post. But Timber and Rice, which one will they announce first? I hope they don't delay the Rice one until the start of next week. Just get it out the way and let's move on. But good news, very good news. Big up Valeria, who said, hello, Curtis and the community. I'm curious to what we will do after this. We always sign someone out of the blue. As I said, the general feeling is that we're going to sign at least one more player, maybe even 2. I think what you'll see for the next couple of weeks is a couple of players sold, at least 2 or 3 players sold, and then we'll go again. The wage bill is too high at the moment with Pepe and Cedric and Nuno and Lokonga. All these guys are back on the wage bill. So I do think we'll make more signings. I think a lot depends on who goes. Sally said, I hope they don't use boring music for Rice's announcement. I mean, yeah, they don't seem to nail the announcements. But listen, signing the player is more important, to be honest. Caicedo, I still think he ends up at Chelsea, unfortunately. Khalid said, Declan Rice official video should come out on Monday. I'd be frustrated if it was Monday. I want it sooner. Ethan said, hello, I just subbed. I'm new. Welcome to the community. Nelson announcement should be a PowerPoint slideshow. Remember the PowerPoint things? I used to do them in school, man. Rice playing the piano. Listen, stay away from pianos. We saw with Alexis, stay away from pianos in announcement videos. They just come back and bite you, man. There's nothing worked about that piano announcement, that is for sure. Ryan Taylor of the who's he right for? The Daily Express just said Rice and Timber are both expected to be officially unveiled as players by the end of this week. So hopefully he knows something that we don't, and hopefully they are both announced this week, because just get it out of the way. We know it's happening now. We just want to see it and be hyped. Alberto, thank you for the super chat. I'm happy, but I want a couple more players. And listen, don't even feel wrong for saying that. You're right. You are right. We've just spent 200 million. You can see how hyped I am with what we're doing. But trust me, I want more players. We need, in my opinion, another midfielder. And I think we need another attacking player, whether that is a striker or a right winger. You know, let's see. We need another 2 players for me to be saying this window is a real hit. We've spent a lot of money, but we need a couple more options. I definitely think we need an attacking player. Hit the likes and boil the rice, people. Exactly. James says, hear me out. Big Champions League Onana, slap down that 50 million and leave Man U joking. I got to be honest, Onana to Man United irritates me slightly because I think he's a fantastic goalkeeper, and 50 million quid for a player of that level, I think is an absolute bargain. Xhaka out 100%. I think he'll go in the next week. Andy said, first time in years, I'm excited for the new season to begin. I'm with you. Last season, I was quite excited. This season, I'm very excited, but I think I would like to see another striker come in, or Balogun gets kept. DV said, fans can be satisfied we would have a squad of 40 players and still want more. You're right. We would always want more. What do you think about Many links? I feel it might happen. I think what we have to understand is him being linked with a move doesn't necessarily mean he goes to Arsenal. He would cost 80 million plus. He's on big wages. Other clubs would go for him as well. If we got him, it would be unbelievable. Anyway, let's move on. All good news so far, people. Rice confirmed. Deal agreed. Timber deal agreed. Medicals pending this week. People were telling me yesterday, it's clickbait. Your title was clickbait. I was genuinely told and read reports and heard from other people that Rice and his representatives were at the Arsenal training ground on Monday. This is what I heard. And the fact the deal was agreed the day after, I think, you know, it might not be far off, but I'm not trying to be at ITK, that's for sure. Daniel says, Wilf, well, you know, if Wilf on a free, maybe. Chris saying United share price steady climbing. Let's hope we get oiled up today. I think that one will probably happen eventually. Win deal agreed as well. The dog. They've kept the dog, yeah? Anyway, let's move on. Couple more stories to talk about. And the interesting thing now is, where do we go from here? Timber, Havertz, Rice were being linked. So the link was there for a while. So by the time the announcements came, we knew whoever we go for next is going to be a bit of a mystery. And a player that we're being linked with today, one that I don't really understand. I would have understood this 2 weeks ago. Now I'm not sure. Coming out of build again in Germany, Arsenal want to sign an offensive right back and are willing to pay up to 40 million euros for a development capable player. Jeremy Frimpong is a candidate that exactly fits Arsenal's profile, while Cancelo and Benjamin Heinrich are also targets. Saw some things put up. Frimpong, he put down the second fastest time in Germany last season. How much that means, I don't know really. Alphonso Davies was the quickest. I mean, do we need another right back? I get it, yeah, an attacking right back is good, but are Arsenal going to spend 40 million euros on a right back when you've got Ben White, who you've paid 50 mil, you've got Timber, who's going to cost you 40 mil? I don't see Timber playing centre-back over Gabriel or Saliba. I just don't see how we can sign another right-back. I'm saying that it's cap. I don't believe it. He is an exciting player. He's very fast. I know Man United were linked with him as well. And unless Timber is coming in to play ahead of Gabriel, because I was seeing this the other day, I was having a discussion and people were saying, you've got to remember that last season, at the start of last season, Arsenal were trying to sign Lisandro for big money. Now, we like Gabriel as a fan base, but was the manager looking to replace Gabriel? I don't think so. I think he just wanted competition for him. But is Timber going to play at centre-back? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think this deal happens. I don't think Arsenal are going to spend 40 million euros on a right-back. I mean, people saying I think he could play right wing. So maybe he could be the backup right winger, but surely you just buy a right winger. But I don't know. I don't know with this one. Dre saying Tomiyasu will get sold, possibly. Unless Kieran Tierney is leaving, then maybe he wants another fullback. Depth, Curtis Timber and Frimpong on the bench to swap with Saliba and White. I just think that'll be too many. They're saying Timber's probably going to play at right back. I forgot we've still got your petrol station, mate, Cedric. Oh, Cedric, mate, he needs to do one. Nice chat at the petrol station, but on your bike, mate. Put some petrol in. Get yourself to Burnley or Sheffield United or somewhere. Sell Eddie and buy Tony. You know I'd do that. Donnie said, big up Curtis, good business by the club earlier as well. I love it when I hear people saying they don't rate any of the players we've signed. Music to my ears. Believe them, man, are burning. Trust me, man. You know, if he went to Man City, how would they be talking about Declan Rice? Oh, what a signing. Pep Guardiola signing one of the most wanted English players in world football now that Bellingham's gone. You know, he's going to turn him into the new Rodri. Blah, 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 blah. But because it's Arsenal, you've paid too much money for him. All he does is tackle, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, all right, don't worry then. If you don't rate him, then don't worry about it. Listen, I'm sitting here saying, I don't think Declan Rice is a £100 million player. I don't. But do you think I care? I don't care. You think rich people care when they spend money? When rich people spend money, they don't care how much it costs. We're moving like we're rich this summer. So I love that. In other years, we've been scrimping and scraping the pennies, 40 million and £1. This year, we're moving rich. I don't care how much it costs. Pay the money, chip and pin, keep your receipt, and get out of there. I love it. Yeah. What I will say is this. Declan Rice will be imperative for the future of this football club. He is a big part of the puzzle that is being built at this club. Signing a player like that, we lack leadership. We lack energy in midfield. You've seen it with Xhaka, with Partey, with Jorginho. We need energy in there. We need legs. And getting him away from Manchester City as well, it's a big statement. So listen, let them. If they think he's rubbish, cool. But I'd rather have him in our midfield than not in our midfield. I'm more than happy. I'm not going to criticise the club for overpaying for Declan Rice. I want the club to overpay for players if that's their top target. That was my frustration in January. I said, if you wanted Caicedo, overpay for him because he could win you the league. Now we're moving like a serious club. Declan Rice is 24. He can play for Arsenal for, like some of you are saying, he could be here for 10 years. If, you know, he'd only be 34, he could be here for 10 years. So I've got no problem. Go in Harrods, don't ask the price. Buy it and get out of there. Simple as that. Yeah, hate it or love it settings. They won the treble and they still couldn't get him ahead of us. If I speak, I'm suspended 6 months. Simon says swap and cash for Xhaka. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. I just realised Frimpong plays for Leverkusen. Xhaka's going Leverkusen. They want 40 million euros. They're giving us 25 for Xhaka. Give them 15. But what I would be doing is saying, give us Moussa Diaby, right winger, and we'll give you Xhaka and cash. I just don't think we need another right back. He is a good player, very interesting player, very quick. I just don't think we need to be spending 40 million euros at right back. I think we got more than enough there. Jar said, your most heartbreaking transfer to rivals. Also, thoughts on the new offside rule by FIFA. I reckon pace merchants like Rashi would abuse it. I saw that rule. Has that been confirmed? Like, as if part of your legs is in line with him? If your body's in front, you're still onside? Listen, strikers will enjoy that this season. You'll see more goals. As long as we know what the rule is, then we can work with it. Most heartbreaking transfer for me... My two most heartbreaking, number one was Thierry Henry. Just because it was Thierry leaving, I actually didn't think he was the same player when he left. He was wearing Reebok boots. They looked like, you know, Timberland boots, they were massive. The day Thierry stopped wearing Nike Vapors, he was not the same player. But by far, Robin Van Persie. Let's not cap. Robin Van Persie was like a right hook from prime Mike Tyson. Like, I had nowhere to go. There was nowhere on the planet that I could go to hide from that transfer. I was in football fan terms, I was in agony with Robin Van Persie. When Cesc Fabregas left, I wasn't in agony. I'd prepared myself for that move for a long time. He was always going to Barcelona. Thierry, I was hurt because it was Thierry, but he was past his best. Sanchez, I got over Sanchez quickly because we signed Aubameyang a week later. So I was hyped that Oba was coming in. Robin Van Persie was... listen, and we replaced him with Giroud, who I'd hardly heard of at the time. Robin was... And then we had to give that man man's walking on our pitch as a title winner. That one, whew. Ashley Cole was painful as well. Ashley Cole was painful, but a striker hurts me more than a left back. RVP was like, wow. That's like walking in my house and taking the fridge. You know, it's going to be a rough few weeks. Zinni is finally becoming a midfielder. Maybe that's what they're going to do. Gunnar Paul, that was Jorge, by the way. Big up with a super chat. Gunnar Paul says, shameless settings, Big C. My stepson is a Man United fan. All his cousins, granddad and uncle are Chelsea. I've bought my stepson a new Man United top with Mount on the back with number 7 and a Champions League badge. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, stepdad's running the show now. He's going to wear what you buy him, innit? So it is what it is. Mount number 7 it is. But yeah, Van Persie, man, that one. Whew. And then look at the season he went and had as well. No, let's not even talk about it. They were dark days, people. This is why I enjoy days like this. Because we've had some tough times, you know. I was there and seen that Guard of Honor seat into... luckily, I wasn't at that game. Aubameyang hurt as well. Aubameyang hurt. He shouldn't have left like that. Aubameyang was building the foundations, in my opinion, to become an Arsenal legend. And it was sad. It was sad the way he left. But yeah, Robin Van Persie was next level. Have we gone through everything? A couple more stories, then we're out of here, people. Big up to everyone locked in. 3.5K. Big up everyone on YouTube. Big up the Twitch gang as well. C-Unit Business. Like the video. Share it. Comment on it, do all of that good stuff. Just make sure the people them know about it. Let's talk about Thomas Partey. 2 stories out there today. One coming from the side of Partey, one coming from the side of Arsenal. Charles Watts saying that Thomas Partey, one of the main reasons Thomas Partey left Atletico Madrid in 2020 was to help Arsenal get back into the Champions League. Now he has done that, he would like to represent them in Europe's elite competition. Yeah, because he must be sitting there going, you know what? I came here, you lot weren't even, in Europe. I've helped you get in the Champions League. Now you want me out the door. I want to sit here for a year and play next to Declan Rice, who's going to do some of the dirty work. When you've had to play with El Nenis and Lokongas and Xhakas, although Xhaka was a lot better last season. So from his point of view, he might think, you know what? He's just turning 30. I'm sure the Saudi move would still be there for Thomas Partey in a year's time. He's got 2 years left on his deal. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't want to keep repeating it, but what I will say is, unless those issues off the pitch, we don't know how that's going to work out, of course. From a pure footballing point of view, I think Arsenal are making a massive mistake if they sell him. From a footballing point of view, he's our best midfielder. We actually don't know if Declan Rice is better than Thomas Partey or not. Let's be real. Till the end of March, he was absolutely bossing it. He was bossing it. We were comparing him, Rodri, Casemiro, Partey, who's better. He was fantastic. He seems to run out of steam at the end of the season. But I think that's because we play him every week. If you get the likes of Declan Rice in, maybe get another one, you can rotate him a little bit more. You don't have to play him every week. I still think he is a fantastic centre midfielder. And as I said, when you're away at the Etihad, when you're at Anfield, when you're at Old Trafford and you're under pressure, Partey and Rice as a double pivot is solid. It's strong. It's powerful. You ain't just running through that midfield if you're De Bruyne or if you're Szoboszlai at Liverpool or whatever. So I personally would like to keep him. I would like to keep him. I've got to be honest. SFT said it's because he was fasting. Maybe that was part of the reason he struggled. But maybe obviously it's the potential PR disaster that is hanging over, and maybe they think it's just better to sell him and maybe they can get decent dough for him. Now, the second part of the story, coming from the Arsenal side of things, people, is Arsenal would be willing to let Thomas Partey and 7 more players go after Granit Xhaka secures his 25 million transfer to Bayer Leverkusen. Now, it's believed, when I've read this story, it's basically saying that Arsenal are not actively looking to sell Thomas Partey, but if anybody offers 30 million or more, they're prepared to let him go. They paid 45 million for him. He's been at the club for 3 years. He's 30 now. He's on 200 grand a week. They are thinking, listen, if we can get 2/3 of our money back, then we'll take it and move on. And obviously, you know, he's 30 years of age now as well. Maybe they'll go for a younger midfielder. So obviously there's interest from Saudi. There's interest from Juventus. I was reading a report yesterday. Juventus can't pay 30 million plus his £200,000 a week. It would be more likely that one of the Saudi clubs would pay it. We know that they can easily afford those kind of numbers. So it's going to be interesting. And never saying he's definitely not 30. Well, he's 30 till about March. Then he plays like a 45-year-old. So, listen, it's an interesting one. I mean, I've said it time and time again. Unless, like I said, from a purely footballing point of view, the other stuff I don't want to talk about because we don't know what is happening with that. But from a footballing point of view, I would keep him for another year. The problem you've got, Arsenal have spent £210 million on 3 players. They're going to have to recoup money somewhere. If Tierney is staying, which it looks like he might be staying now, and he's one of the players that would have got us 30-odd million quid through the door, then other players who are worth money, we don't have that many that are worth money that we're willing to sell. So they might think, well, if you can get rid of Xhaka, who's nearly 31, if you can get rid of Partey, who's 30, you get maybe 50 million for those two. You know, Jorginho, a year left on his contract. You get, all of a sudden, you're bringing down the age of the squad. You're getting some big wages off the wage bill, and you can go and replace them with other players. So I think if somebody drops 30 million on the table, I think you'll see Thomas Partey leave. Because I just think that they will use that as an opportunity to clear 200 grand on a 30-year-old, and obviously they will go for a younger player on less wages. So it's an interesting one. I just think Rice and Partey would be a solid, partnership in the double pivot. You know, the excitement with Rice, I don't want Rice to replace Partey. I would like to see him play next to him at times. Yeah, if we're at home and we're dominating the ball, you could maybe play Havertz and Odegaard with one in the 6th role. But we'll have to see. It'll be an interesting one. We will need to revisit our midfield next year. Either way, you're right. And that's what they're probably thinking. If Partey doesn't go now, they'll sell him next year. They won't give him a new contract. So maybe they're thinking just get the money for him now and shift him and get someone else in. Now, some good news today, potentially for Arsenal moving forward. A few reports coming out of Liverpool today. James Pearce wrote it as well. Neil Jones has wrote it. James Pearce is a tier 1 journalist when it comes to Liverpool. Said Liverpool definitely want Romeo Lavia, but have concerns about his 50 million asking price, while Arsenal plan to go quite strongly for him once Declan Rice is done. Now, the James Pearce article actually was saying that Liverpool will not go for Lavia because they they've got too many midfielders now. If you look at Liverpool's midfield now, they've got Fabinho, Henderson, Thiago, Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai, McAllister. They've got 6 centre midfielders there. Basetic, is it? The young boy as well. Are they going to spend another 50 million on another midfielder? According to reports, Liverpool are looking for other players now, potentially a defender. Now, I said yesterday, I like Lavia. I wouldn't pay 50 million for him. Not that he's not potentially worth 50 million. You shouldn't need to pay 50 million pound to Southampton when they've just been relegated to the Championship. Jamil Ox has left. He's been released. They got rid of him. But in reality, I think Lavia's got huge potential, right? No doubt about it. Belgian international, huge potential, 19 years of age. He's played 29 games in the Premier League and he's had one good season. I don't think that they should be able to demand 50 million. I would turn around to Southampton and say, you can get 35 million for him. 5 million in add-ons. We'll give you 40 mil. If not, good luck trying to get 50 mil. I'm not sure they'll get 50 million for him. Maddison went for 40. Exactly. I mean, I know Maddison had a year left, but he's way ahead of Lavia as a player at this stage of his development. Jorge said no relegated player is worth 50 million. Addy said it's 12 a.m. in Australia, but information and entertainment. Come on, bro. You know what I mean? You go to bed. We're soon done, man. We're nearly there. I think City have a sell-on clause. I think Man City have a sell-on clause in his contract. So they're probably taking some of the money out of that deal. I know they had a buyback clause, but I did read something that they have a sell-on clause as well. Let's have a look. Man City have 2 clauses in the deal of Romeo Lavia. Let's see. He'll have agreed they had a buy. Yep, sell-on clause. Sell-on clause. 15 to 20%. So this is where the problem is, you see. If they've got a 20% sell-on clause, even if you buy him for 40, Southampton get 50. So if you buy him for 40, they only get 32 million. So this is where the problem is. So, yeah, maybe we could give them a player. Maybe we could give them a player on loan. Give them a Sambi or something on loan. But Lavia would be a good signing. I don't understand how City are selling keepers for 19 million. Keepers that you've never heard of, by the way. Because, yeah, they're brilliant at doing business, though, aren't they? Valeria said, hello, Curtis in the community. The women's team is also on fire. Russo and Lacasse. Yeah, they're doing good business. Arthur said, Partey and Rice and buy Lavia to learn. Grow with them. When selling Partey, we need Caicedo or Tchouameni. Listen, either way, it's an exciting window. We're doing big things. I think the next week or two, obviously this week will be, over the next week, Timber announcement, Rice announcement, Nelson new contract announcement, Saliba new contract announcement. That'll be the 4. Then it's going to be transfers out. I think Pepe, I think Cedric, I think Nuno, Lokonga, possibly Balogun. These are kind of players now you will see linked with moves away. Xhaka will go. I hope Balogun stays, but I think you'll see players go out. I think you'll go a little bit quiet on players coming in. And then towards the end of the month, start of next month, I think we'll go again when it comes to transfers. So exciting times. Hopefully, yeah, Holding as well, possibly get moved on. And then, you know, Runarsson as well. Yeah, forgot about him. I'm not sure you get a lot of money for him. But listen, big up to everyone for tuning in today. Great show. We've been on for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Really enjoyed it. It's been a vibe today. Exciting times at Arsenal. Spending big money, agreeing deals, new contracts. It's all good at the moment. Needs to be a big, exciting season. Arsene Wenger is getting a statue at the Emirates. Well deserved. Declan Rice deal agreed. Timber deal agreed. Medicals pending. Great news. I will be back tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. Like the video on your way out. And I will see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.